15th, admitted using heroin August 12th. You understand that charge?
Yes.
August 14th, submitted an invalid urine sample. You understand?
Oh, good Lord, people. I'm having Wi-Fi issues. It'll happen. No.
Admitted using heroin August 12th. You understand that charge?
Yes.
August 14th, submitted an invalid urine sample. You understand that charge?
Yes.
August 15th, refused to submit a urine sample. You understand that charge?
Yes.
Also here on a probable cause hearing on a violation filed October 10. Urine sample tested positive for fentanyl. You understand that charge?
Yes.
Mr. Fatika.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I've discussed these matters with Mr. Kitzler. I believe that he's going to waive his final hearing on the first violation, waive his probable cause and final hearing on the second violation. He'd like to resolve all the violations this afternoon.
Is that correct, Mr. Kitzler?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is your plea to those violations?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea and find you guilty. Mr. Fatika.
Your Honor, back on August 27th, Mr. Kitzler's employer spoke very highly on his behalf. He's been a foreman at the same company, same construction company for 10 years. He had been doing well out on his OR bond. Looks like he had a recent relapse. He's a trauma survivor from his childhood. We'd ask the court to consider continuing on community control sanctions, giving him the opportunity for either work release or to go back into his IOP.
To accomplish what? An IOP to accomplish what?
I think he still needs help. He's struggling with relapse prevention.
Okay, so what's the story? What's the story?
I don't have a story. I was in trauma therapy and individual counseling and IOP, and I was doing really well in them. And I actually liked that IOP that I was in and the trauma therapy I was going to.
Okay, so what's with the most recent use?
I admit that the sample was positive, but I do not know how or why it was positive. It wasn't because I was actively using.
Well, then how did fentanyl get in your system?
I have no idea, Your Honor, and that's the truth.
What possible explanation could there be for fentanyl to get in your system unless you took it?
There's more than one way to have a positive sample. I have no idea how that sample was positive.
There's a rash of these going on lately with guys over here that test positive and then swear up and down that they didn't use. Unless the probation department is screwing with you. Could that be?
I don't believe so.
Does Megan hate you for some reason that she's
I
making shit up?
I don't believe that at all.
Okay, so somebody's either setting you up or you're using. So which is it?
I did not use, Your Honor. I go to all these places with all these other drug addicts. It's possible I picked it up on my hand, and I have no idea, but it wasn't because I was actively using.
What places do you go with all these drug users?
I go to IOP, I go to NA meetings, I go to AA meetings, I go to plenty of AA and NA events.
Is there fentanyl laying around with these things that you're feeling?
Not that I know of.
Why in the world did I let you out on August 27th? Do you remember that hearing?
Yes,
Okay, so why did I let you out?
to be in the IOP program and to get counseling and trauma therapy.
Okay. And to work,
Yes,
and to see how you would do for an extended period of time.
Yeah, now we know.
And you tested positive, but you didn't use. So that means you were doing well, right? And somehow you tested positive. Is that right?
yeah, that's correct.
Who you been talking to on the phone while you've been in jail this time?
My employer and my partner.
Who did you talk to about the magic trick that didn't work?
What?
Who did you talk to about the magic trick that didn't work?
I don't know.
You don't know who you were talking to about it?
I think that was a buddy of mine that I work with.
What was the magic trick?
It was literally a magic trick.
Well, you referred to it as a magic trick.
Yeah, I was actually talking about a real magic trick.
Can you, Megan, can you clue me in about what that was all about?
Your Honor, I don't know exactly what it was in reference to. It was an early jail call, this incarceration. Sounded to me that he was referring to some sort of tampering.
Does that help you out?
I didn't tamper with the, if I tampered with the urine sample, why would it have been positive?
What do you want from me? You had a possession charge going back to 22. So you've been on probation. We attempted to treat this problem. You don't have the least bit of goddamn interest in treating it because you keep coming back again, but you come back and you say you didn't do it. Maybe, what do you want from me? What do you expect from me?
I don't expect anything.
Well, that's helpful.
But
What do you want? I guess, what do you want for yourself?
I would like to live drug-free and stay in long-term sobriety.
So why don't you do that?
I'm trying.
Well, but you're not doing it. If you were doing it, you wouldn't be showing up positive for fentanyl. If you were doing it, you wouldn't have tested positive for heroin on August 12th. Why were you doing heroin in August? Or did you do heroin in August?
Well, we talked about that before.
I know. And now I'm talking about it again. Did you really take it then, or did you not take it and don't know how you tested positive?
No, I tested positive for that.
I know you did.
And I admitted to that
Okay.
already.
All right. So what, am I bothering you by talking about this again?
No.
Okay, so if you want to be sober, then why do you keep using heroin?
I'm in treatment, and I thought it was working this time. I liked the IOP I was in, and I was actually going to trauma therapy the last few weeks before I got arrested again.
I can't get past the fact that you tested positive again, and you're telling me you didn't use. So how do you treat something that you can't even acknowledge happened? That you refuse to acknowledge happened? What magic trick were you talking about with your buddy?
He's just got his girlfriend and them got together, and he's got 2 kids that he was trying to do stuff for.
Oh, good Lord.
So what was the magic trick that you were talking about?
Some trick for his kid.
Which one? What trick?
I don't know.
You don't know.
What trick? It's so awkward.
How many days has he served on this case over the years, Megan?
134 total.
Did you come here to save his ass again? Or to attempt to save his ass again?
Just came here to speak the truth, sir.
What's the truth? Help me out, because he's averse to the truth.
Truth is, this last September,
Whatever you can say, I don't care.
when I was from here to the last time I was here, he definitely was going to all of the meetings that he had to go to. To my knowledge, he had to get off work early. We talked about it like I'm not just an employer, I'm like a friend of his, so I tried like talking through like the person he was meeting with for the therapy was really working out. He was doing good at work, didn't miss any work. Made sure he got off at a certain time, 4 o'clock, to make sure he got to his thing. So it looked like he was doing everything he should be doing, to be honest. So that's why this is a surprise to me when he said he had a dirty urine sample, because he called me when he was sitting. He called me when he got arrested or shortly thereafter. So I thought he was on the right track. And like I said, it's an integral part of my business as well. So I have an interest on that side. Consider him a friend. I've known him for 10 years. I've seen the other side of him, to be honest with you. That's very ugly, meaning like when he was using regularly, and he's not that same person. So he may not be at a perfect place right now, to be honest. I don't know, apparently not, but he's a hell of a lot better than he was. That's for sure. He's progressing on an upward swing. And I think some of these things that are working, like programs that you guys have assisted him with, have helped him out, and it's put him on the right track and helped to deal with some of the stuff. But as we all are, we're imperfect. And I think that I'm not trying to give him an excuse.
I don't expect him or anybody else to be perfect.
Yes, sir.
I'm not looking, if I sat here looking for perfection, I'd be 0 for 1,000, okay? But the problem is that he's got a long-standing problem, more than most people,
I agree.
okay?
Yes, sir.
But he complicates that problem by telling me what is real is false. because you just don't test positive out of thin air. So the problem is, no matter what you do for somebody, if they won't acknowledge that there's a problem, a present problem, like 2 weeks ago problem, then how does that person hope to solve that problem? Now, you came here in 22 after not having seen any trouble with the system anyway for like 6, 7 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 15. So you have problems in Florida, and then you come here a couple of years later, you have a problem here, and then nothing for about 6, 7 years until this. I assume that was drug related in Florida, right?
Yes.
So you're not the kind of guy that I like to send to prison because your record's not that bad, and this isn't that, this is a felony 5 possession, okay? The charge isn't that big of a deal. The problem in your life is that it is a huge deal, okay? Because you know what happens when somebody takes fentanyl a lot of times, right?
Yes.
So one felony 5 charge is not a big deal. Using heroin and fentanyl is a huge deal. I mean, on the one hand, I can't tell you the level of aggravation I have when somebody tests positive. And like I said at the beginning, it happens more and more. People come over here and test positive for things, and more they're saying, I didn't use. I don't know what happened. I didn't use. It's bullshit. Okay, but
It's magic.
my level of aggravation is not to the height where I'm just going to send you to prison because you're aggravated, because that would be kind of stupid, wouldn't it? I mean, what's the point?
Oh,
I mean, the first thing you would do when you get in prison is go get some fentanyl. But I don't know what the hell to do with you because you won't
I need my McNally don't aggravate me clip, but I don't have it with me.
acknowledge something.
You're going to agitate me. I saw you.
And I don't know why. You've admitted in the past that you have a drug problem, right?
Yes.
Okay. And now you've kind of hit a brick wall where you won't acknowledge that you still have a drug problem.
Oh, I do have a drug problem.
Active.
I will always have a drug problem
Yeah,
for life.
I'm talking active, like using, like used in August and used in October, 2 months apart. Where's this trauma therapy you're going to?
Lake Geauga,
I don't know that I am
What
coming
is it?
home.
EMDR.
I might just be at home
What do
now.
they do?
Well, I meet with therapists, and we were starting to do like an electrical impulse trauma therapy thing.
And how does that work?
Well, like I was just starting to do it, so I don't know exactly, but apparently it helps you work through your past childhood traumas and figure out why you do the things you do and how to solve
Change
those
what
problems.
you're doing?
Yeah, solve those problems.
Now, how do you get along with Megan?
I have one.
I like Megan a lot.
I'm too lazy to work it.
How often have you seen her?
Before I got arrested this time, it was every Wednesday.
She has a pretty good beat on you, okay, because she can tell when things are going well for you and when things are not going well for you. Does that surprise you?
Not at all.
And she suspected something was going on the last 2 times that she saw you. How long has he been sitting here this time, Megan?
It's been 16 days on his current incarceration. Technically, since we are still doing the second probation violation, he did 14 days.
So is he 30 on that and then 16 on this? Jesus. Usually don't have multiple violations within a violation.
No, it's too cold. That's like Prague. I didn't want to leave there either, but it has the same horrible weather as Chicago. Didn't want to leave Poland either. But it's spring in Argentina. It's pretty damn nice.
How often were you going to meetings?
I was doing at least 3 NA meetings a week, and then I was doing 3 IOPs, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, for 3 hours each. And I went to individual counseling every Tuesday and on trauma therapy every Friday. And recently it was a Thursday and a Friday, or Wednesday.
Okay. I'm gonna keep you on community control altogether on these 2 things.
Oh, he's a big softy at the end of the day.
30 with credit for 30. Same terms as in the original probation order of 11/22/22. It's not because I believe you that you didn't use fentanyl, okay? Just so you understand where I'm coming from.
Let's get that clear. The magic trick did not work.
There's absolutely nothing I can do for you. You're either going to stop using or you're going to die. The only way you're going to stop using is if you determine you're not going to use, and if you determine to go through with everybody that's trying to help you. And that means Lake Geauga, that means Megan, that means whoever's here. Otherwise, you're gonna die. Anything else, Megan?
Do you want to complete the IOP and counseling? Or
Yeah. Do the stuff you're supposed to do. Not for Megan's benefit, not for my benefit, not for John's benefit, not for their benefit. Anything else, John?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, well, there you have it. That was the quickie. Morgan sent that to me. Thank you, Morgan. I think that there's gonna be a lot more. He, at the end of the day, he was nice. He does. That's the thing. It's really just tough love. He's trying to talk straight to them so they understand what the hell he's saying. I do like how he pointed out, like, yes, I'm still taking it easy on you, just because prison doesn't solve anything, not because I believe a word that's coming out of your mouth. But he really is an excellent judge, and there's just years of backlog. I think that there's going to be a lot more material coming out of the Minecraft courtroom. Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate it. Had a short window to stream today, and just got that one in. I really appreciate it. I'll see y'all soon.